Okay, hi friends, and welcome to Womanaging. I have the newest resident to the downtown Franklin area and owner of Eave Collective Candles. Everybody, welcome Janelle George.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yes. So we're meeting with Janelle Tuesday after her open. She opened last Friday, December 5th, during holiday lighting weekend. Was that intentional, Janelle, or did it just kind of happen that way?
That was very intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually didn't get the keys to the building until November 25th. Oh. So I had like 9 days. I took off Thanksgiving working on the building, but I wanted to get everything ready. And I had been in the winter market last year, and it was so good. I know how many people that brings to downtown Franklin.
Yeah.
So I intentionally wanted to open that day before and then have it open for the market on the 6th. And it was a long 10 days, but totally worth it.
Yeah. This weekend was intense because, first Friday and then holiday lighting and then the art craft just had 2 movies back to back on Sunday. It was Christmas Story weekend. I was going to ask you what, 3 words would you describe your weekend or your feelings right now afterwards? How would you describe it?
One would be overwhelmed in a really good way.
Yeah, in a good way.
And very excited.
Yes.
It exceeded all of my expectations. And then another one would probably be a little exhausted.
Yeah.
But today was good.
That's all those, you could say most people are like, well, that's a negative connotation. It's not. It's a positive connotation.
Yeah. Overwhelmed in the best way.
Yeah.
I'm so, as you can see looking around here, the shelves look a little bare.
Yeah.
So
and that's awesome. I came in Friday, right at 10 a.m. It was beautiful.
Thanks.
It's so beautiful in here. I really love it.
Thanks.
What attracted you to the space?
I think it's a perfect size.
Yes.
And I, of course, love the brick wall and the big, huge open window. I think it's a great location right next to the art craft, right in the middle of downtown. I walked by and saw it one day and thought, well, that seems like the perfect place for me to make candles.
So were you looking for a spot when you saw that it was available? Or
I
were you just
I really wasn't. Maybe more thinking a 5-year plan, I would have a storefront. Mm-hmm. And then I just was walking by one day and saw that they had paper up in the window. So I called Chad and I'm like, I think that there's this little space available. I had never actually been in here.
Yeah.
But I could, kind of see it looked small, and I just imagined how cute it was in here. Yeah. And then I just figured it was being built out for someone already. And then I found out who the landlord was, because I walked by one day and saw the door open and saw that it wasn't being built out for anyone new yet. So I did some research, found out who the landlord was and contacted them, and then saw the space. And as soon as I walked in, I was like, oh, this is perfect. I don't need any kind of build out. All I would do is paint, and that's it. And then there's a longer story to that, but the short version is I ended up getting the space. I'm so excited and thankful. And I just painted, put all the stuff in it, and I think it's perfect.
It's beautiful. I think what inspired you to use the neutral colors of, I know it's a lot of beige, white, brown. What attracted you to those colors?
Good question. So and maybe this is a funny answer. First, my brand colors are all earth tones and neutrals.
Yep.
And I'm a huge homebody, and I knew that opening this storefront would mean that I would be here a lot, 5 to 6 days a week, if not more. So I wanted to make it I keep saying, I needed to make this my second home and make it cozy so that I would feel I'm in my second home.
Oh.
So that's what, I just wanted to, I shopped my home for some of the stuff in here and just made it, my little second home.
Because your business does turn into your second home, and sometimes on the crazier weeks, it is your first home. You're here more than your real home. Yeah. And you're like, well, I better like where I work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm going to go back to the beginning. So you grew up here in Franklin, correct? So
I did.
Where around Franklin did you grow up?
So we lived in Jefferson Meadows, which is kind of over by the interstate. Yeah. And my parents, my mom and stepdad actually just moved back to that neighborhood a couple months ago, which is so fun and nostalgic for me. And then I went to Franklin High School. I graduated from Franklin College. And then after that, I didn't really know what to do after college. So I lived in downtown Indianapolis for a while. I had a very short stint living in Chicago. That was not for me.
Yeah.
So I moved back to Indy, and then I bought a house, my first house in downtown Franklin in 2018. And then I moved around to Greenwood, Bargersville, and then now back to downtown Franklin.
Yeah.
So
back home.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
What did you major in at Franklin College?
I was a studio art major, and that wasn't the best fit for me, but I was somebody who I just needed to go to college. My mom worked really hard for that. Yeah. She ended up getting a job at the college, so we could all go to school. I didn't really know what to go to college for. And when I was in high school, I had an art teacher that was really sweet to me and entered me in an art contest. And I won like a little award, nothing big, but I was just unsure what to go to college for. So I was like, and I just picked art, which wasn't a great fit because I'm very type A. So it's, it's kind of impossible to, work towards a 4.0 if you're an art major because it's so subjective. So not the best fit, but I did, I stuck it out for 4 years. But during that time, I was like, maybe I want to be a dentist at one point, or, maybe do something in finance at one point. So I was all over the place.
I think everybody at one point in college is like, I'm either going to be a dentist or I'm going to be an optometrist. Come over it.
Yeah, I changed all my classes. I was like, okay, maybe I want to be a dentist. And then I went to chemistry, and I 2 days later was back in the advisor's office being like, so scrap it.
I had a similar thing happen to me at IU because I was going for neuroscience, and then they're like, you're going to have to start chemistry. And I was like, no. Yeah. I don't think so. Yeah. And that's why I changed to business. I was like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, this brain does not get chemistry.
No.
Which is funny because I'm like, I don't know, somebody said to me one time, I sent them a little video of me making candles, and they're like, oh, it's like a little science project. I'm like, I guess this is my version of
You're an artsy scientist now. Yeah. So, it worked out.
Yeah.
What was your first job out of college? So you went to, downtown.
I did. I just bartended for several years. I was a nanny for a while. I was an executive assistant for a while at a construction and residential property management company for a while, just unsure where I belonged in the world. So I did a lot of random stuff. And I decided one day just to go back to school for event planning and management.
Okay.
So I went back and got a certificate in that at IUPUI. And then I didn't have any experience in that. And I was already a little bit older, not older, but I was 25 and had no job experience in that field.
Yeah.
So I went to a bridal show one day and just started talking to people. And I met who at that time was the events manager for the Indianapolis Public Library. And I was like, can I come intern for you? It's not a formal internship. It's just for me to gain, experience.
Yeah.
So I ended up interning there and then getting hired on. And then I went from the intern to the assistant all the way up to the head of the department over the last 11 years.
That's awesome. Yeah. And that's weird when you're like, I was old for that. When you really aren't. You're 25, but you know how the stigma is where you're starting over and everyone's like, well, I'm starting to get, acclimated to my career that I went to school for 4 years. And now you're like, I'm starting over. It's scary.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny that you're like, I was old. Yeah. You're only 25.
I know. That's why I'm like, now I sound like I'm older. I wasn't 21, 22, and even being in those, college classes, it's like there were 18-year-olds in there with me, and it's just, but it worked out obviously. And I just am so glad I ended up going to that bridal show that day and met that person who I eventually ended up being in their position for the last 6 years. So
that's awesome. So you did it for 11 years.
I did.
All types of events did you do, like weddings or?
So I spent the first several years doing weddings, and that's fun, but that can become a grind after a while, weekends. But we had the best clients, and I'm still in touch with some of my brides even to this day, which is so fun. And then when I became the events manager, which is the head of the department, I was more involved in corporate and nonprofit events and the internal library programs.
Yeah.
And then this last year, I stepped away from day of things. So I was just kind of managing the whole department and had my employees do the day of events. But it's a fun job. But
so you just recently stepped away then?
Well, I found out I was getting this space, and I had to go in and resign the next day because it was going to be less than 2 weeks. So, and I knew I wanted to open on the 5th.
Yeah.
So, and I'm very close to my boss and my employees. So I just, felt bad, but I knew I couldn't miss out on this. So.
Yeah. And you did the right thing for sure. After this weekend, you're probably like, oh, thank God I did the right thing.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. So less than 2 weeks ago, you just stopped event management.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's very fresh still, but I have no anxiety or regrets about it. So feeling good.
It's beautiful. What was your favorite event you did over the 11-year span?
That's a good question. We do the Indy 500 there's that parade every year on Memorial Day weekend, and we do this celebrity breakfast with the drivers and whatever celebrities are in town.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of fun just to be in that atmosphere. And then the staff of the Indy 500 parade is just so nice. And that was one that we did every year. So I would kind of get to know those girls and just work with them every single year.
Who's
so
like the most famous person you met?
Oh gosh. That's a good question. First of all, even though I say that that's my favorite event, I'm very bad at celebrity names. So I don't know if I have one. All I know is one year I had a girl who worked for me, and Blake Shelton was supposed to come, and she just was like beside her. She couldn't believe it, and I'm like, I know that he's a singer, but I don't know. And I think maybe he was in the building for all of 5 minutes, but
I don't think I can tell you a Blake Shelton song right now.
Yeah,
it's
me
so
either.
bad.
I just remember that because she was like so hyped about it. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah, you're like, well.
But yeah.
And while you're in this event planning mode, what was the time frame when you started doing the candles? What attracted you to the candles? Was it something like another hobby for you? How did that start?
So it started so it's a little bit of a sad story, but in 2018, my dad just unexpectedly died one day. He had a heart attack, and obviously that changed my entire world.
Yeah.
And if you go through grief, it's like you're going to find out who you are.
Yeah.
Really fast. So I was just like in a very dark place for a long time. So I like needed a hobby, and my friend had started making candles, and I was like, I'm interested in that, and I could do it at my home. And I just started making candles on my stove, and it was really fun. And I was like, I think that we should really learn how to do this and sell candles, but our main thing be candle making workshops, like mobile ones. That wasn't really like a huge thing back then. So we would go to different cafes and breweries and different places around like Franklin, Greenwood, Indianapolis, or like sometimes people's houses and do little private parties and stuff.
Yeah.
And do candle making workshops. So that was really fun. And then COVID came along, and that ended the workshops. And it just at the time didn't make sense to have two people running the business just selling candles. We were just like a little bit too new for that.
Yeah.
And we didn't have like a great like customer base at that point that we could try to just move to an online candle sales. So that kind of went away. And then I just made them candles for fun, for like gifts and friends and family for a while. And then I got back into it about maybe 3 years ago, and then started Eave Collective 2.5 years ago. So,
and what was the name of your first candle company?
It was Olivine Candle Co.
That's a pretty name too.
Yeah.
What inspired you to name it Olivine? What's the story behind Olivine?
So there was I'm like, I love like nature and, gemstones and things like that. And there's one called Olivine, Ollivine. But we just wanted to create a word that was like similar to that, but a little bit different. So we just changed the I to an E and called it Olivine.
I love it. That name is beautiful. And then Eave Collective is beautiful too. So how did you think of Eave Collective?
Well, coming up with a business name is very challenging. I mean, I went through so many, just a lot of different choices. And then I was like, okay, one of the very first candles I made, which I would show you one, but they're all sold out right now, was one of the very first candles I made so maybe like 8 or 7 years ago was called, I call it Evening Glow. So I was like, okay, Eve, I can call it that. And then honestly, just like getting the website and social media and all of that word EVE is taken. Yeah. So I was like, well, Eve with an A is a word. So I just made it EAVE.
It's
Eve
hard.
Collective. So it's still a little nod to my, first candle I ever made. So I just, it's special to me because it's, that's a scent that I've kept for this whole entire time through both companies. So
yeah.
So that's how I came up with it.
I am the same way. I feel like when I started even just the bar cart, like doing the logoing and then just doing the podcast, started like thinking of the name. You just sit there and you're like, say it over and over again and think about it.
I love the name of the podcast. You did a great job.
Thank you. Yes. Well, it took me a long time. And what I did was I sat down for like 4 hours and did the logoing. And I was just like saying it over and over again. I was like, did it come off the tongue right? Like, because you're going to say it for a long time. And it's just like, if you hate it, you're stuck with it.
Yeah. I know. I'm already like, well, it's Eave Collective. EAVE, so every time, but just like I have an unusual name, so I have to always spell my name. So now I always have to spell my business name. So I'm like, well, that's fine.
I don't feel like Janelle is like a hard name though.
I don't think it's hard either, but I mean, anytime I say it, I'm asked how it's spelled. So,
Really?
Yeah.
I usually get Lilla.
Yeah, I figured your name's similar.
I'm just like, sometimes I just am so tired, I don't care. I'm like, I'll respond to both.
Yeah, people will call me Chanel, and I'm like, if it's right, I'll correct it. If I'm never going to see him again, I'm like, that's fine.
It's like, that's pretty, but that's not my name.
Yeah.
What was one of the bigger workshops you did when you started the candle making? Like, what was one that stands out for you?
Good question. It was actually one at Main and Madison. It was on that top floor. And it sold out. It was, I think, the biggest one. And I think we only did a couple more after that because of COVID. But that was just so fun. And it was, I love being in Franklin. So doing that, I just love Main and Madison. Who doesn't?
Oh my God.
So yeah, that one really just sticks out. It was so great. And there was like a lot of people there that I knew or maybe hadn't seen, since high school or, just hadn't seen in so long that came to that. So that was really fun.
So what does a candle workshop entail? I've never done one from anywhere. So what does it look like?
Yeah. So when you get there, I'll have some fragrances sitting out to choose from. And also, I am not a candle company or candle business that has, like, you don't walk in here and there's not 50 different candles to choose from or 100 different fragrances to choose from. I'm definitely more of like a curated collection, and I do that intentionally. And even with my storefront, I just plan to keep it nice and small like that.
Yep.
So my workshops are kind of the same. So I'll have like maybe 12 to 15 fragrances to choose from, or people can blend them, or just do a single fragrance. But so we'll usually first I'll answer, any questions about candle making, and because people just don't know, you know, and you'll have like all your own little tools. So a pitcher, a little stir, a little timer, label, wick, all of that.
Yeah.
And so the first thing is pick the fragrance. Then we'll all, just go through the steps together of putting in the wick, stirring the wax together,
cool.
pouring the candle. And then I love doing workshops at other locations because I like to do it somewhere where they can, order food and drinks or shop or, do something while the candle has to cure, because you can't pour a candle and then, take it in your car with you.
Yeah. So how long does it take for them when they're doing the workshop? Well, what's the time period they wait for their candle to be done?
Just like you can carefully after like 45 minutes. Yeah. Take it home with you, which now, when I do them, I'll be able to bring them here and have people, be able to do pickup.
Yeah.
But I didn't have that before. So I would have people, make them and they'd be like, well, we probably have like around 45 minutes, but they'll harden them pretty quickly. But, don't like flip it upside down or something. But carry it nicely to your car in your bag and you're good.
Have you had any like emergencies with girls where like, I just flipped it over in my car?
Never. No. I think they like treat them like they're little precious babies, they put that work into it.
One of my candles in my apartment I just had, like 2 months ago, I like knocked it with my elbow. And I'm like still cleaning the wax up everywhere.
Oh no!
It's so bad. I thought it was gonna be hotter when it spilled. It wasn't that hot. I'm surprised, but like that's what I was the most scared of. I was like, it's hot wax.
Yeah.
But then I went to start cleaning up, and I was like,
yeah. And it's honestly, it's easier if you let it dry completely, and then
I'll
have some candle spills at home, as you can imagine, making candles, and I just wait until it's totally dry, scrape it off the table.
I was just like, oh no.
Yeah, that can cause a big mess.
It's insane. I was just like, okay then. But what I was gonna ask you next was, not only was like the candles a big part of your life, but you also are a gym owner still.
I am, yeah.
So talk about that. How did you get involved with Studio 135 in Bargersville, correct?
Yep. It's District 135 Fitness.
It's District.
Yeah, District 135 Fitness. And that's because it originally was on 135. So I joined around that same time frame. So right after my dad had died, I started CrossFit and I started candles. Mm-hmm. And so I joined the gym that at that time was called District 135 Fitness. And I got really into it. I lost 40 pounds in that first year. I just got addicted to it.
Yeah.
And that's also where I met my partner, Shad. And so he was the owner of the gym at that time.
Yeah.
And then he kind of merged with another couple after COVID. That affected everyone's business, obviously. Mm-hmm. So he had merged with a different couple for the gym. And then we moved the gym to somewhere where it is now on 144. And then Shad got out of owning it. So just that other couple owned it. And then back in February of this year, I bought the gym from them. So I'm the sole owner. And and Shad really encouraged me, to do it. At first I was like, got a little imposter syndrome. And I'm like, should I own a gym? I didn't really picture myself owning a gym, but it has been fun. And I just love, seeing the members in there, and they're so sweet. And just, a surprise to me, I love writing the programming. So just the workouts and things like that. Yeah. I love doing that. It's my favorite part of it. So I kind of just own and operate the gym in that way. I have a lot of coaches that work for me, and they open the gym every day. So I'm not coaching the classes or having to be there, to open the gym, which is why I was able to work full time at the library, own the gym, and do candles. Yeah. But it wasn't working out in a way that I could ever grow the gym or the candle business in the way that I wanted to. So when I was doing all three, I was telling Shad, I'm like, I need to quit the library so I can grow the gym or candles, but I don't have time to grow the gym or candles because of the library. So I'm on this never ending loop. Yeah. And then the storefront, became an option for me. And I decided, my main focus will be the candle business. The gym is second. And then now I don't have to worry about the library anymore.
I know. I feel like 2025 has been a big year of growth for everyone, and especially your story. I mean, is so much growth, being free to have a storefront and then own the gym. Yeah. So you just said you write most of the workouts out?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Awesome. That was probably the longest answer for the shortest question.
That's perfect. Yeah. So you write out the workouts. That's awesome.
Yep. So we use, when I took over the gym, it's not a CrossFit gym. I wanted it to be, I think CrossFit gyms are really intimidating. And I only started going there originally because they were doing a boot camp class, which I thought that is not CrossFit. So I'll try that, you know? Because 6 years ago, I hadn't really ever stepped into that kind of gym before. So it's wild to think I own it now. Yeah. And a lot of CrossFit gyms use a programming, I don't know. I don't really know what to call it. So the workouts, I base them off of a programming that our gym pays for, basically. But I edit them because I know our members and I know our skill levels and things like that. So when I took the gym over, I wanted to make it so that it could be for all ages and all fitness levels. So there's 3 different workouts every single day of different degrees of difficulty. So one is called Performance. It's the most like CrossFit. The middle one is called Train, which is maybe for somebody lighter weights, but it does use a barbell. And then the third one is called Sweat. And that's somebody who maybe is a beginner or who doesn't want to use a barbell. I think there's still a little bit of a stigma around women lifting weights sometimes, lifting heavy. Oh, yeah. So I just wanted the gym to be a place where everyone feels like they can work out. So although anyone who has joined the gym, once they get in there, maybe they see there's all these women in here and no one's looking bulky and we're all in there, lifting heavy and feeling good. And, so, but I still did want to have that one workout track just with no barbell. So it is more, I don't know, maybe appealing or, seems doable for everyone. So all of that to say, the workouts are based off of, it's called Comp Train, which is complete training. They're based off of that. And then I write the 2 other workouts. And then I do write a completely separate workout program on my own. And it's just strength training. So awesome. It's just weightlifting. And I never thought I would like that. And I love it.
Yeah. And I was the same way when I started the gym. I didn't know what was going to happen when I started lifting weights. I didn't know how to lift weights because I started going to the gym right after COVID. And that stigma was a thing. I mean, you don't know, should I be lifting these heavy weights? Will it make me bulky? That stigma, like you just said, is still very present.
It is. I do think it's not as big now, I think. Although now that, everything's goes in waves, but now I feel like being really skinny is back. So, but I think maybe more women hopefully are open to it, or I don't know. Maybe when I first started at the gym, I did have somebody say to me, I was single at the time. And I remember someone saying to me oh, well, you better be careful doing that because men don't like bulky women. And I'm like, well, I ended up with that gym owner and I'm not bulky. So I think I'm good.
Yeah. Joke's on you both. That's insane that people have the nerve to say that to someone.
Oh yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. And I'm like, strength training is what's going to keep us all, keep us all young and keep us all moving, So my members get really mad at me because we do a lot of burpees. And I'm like, you guys will be thanking me when you're 90 pushing yourselves up off the floor.
Yeah. When we all started going to the gym, that was when my mom was starting to get perimenopausal. And she was just very confused because her whole life had been running, walking cardio because she just loved it for just how it made her feel.
Yeah.
And then she was realizing I had to start doing strength training to, make myself not, and I don't want to use the word skinny, but it was just to keep her like strong and keep like her build like beautiful because my mom's a very petite person, but she can lift a lot.
Nice.
And that's when we all started getting into strength training and the gym and weights. And I learned quickly that that's not what happens. I mean, but that's what you fear.
You have to work so hard to get bulky.
You have
so
to
hard.
literally be like eating like 200 grams of protein a day.
Yeah.
I could never.
Well, yeah, I hope that it continues moving in a way that women realize lifting weights is good and, good for you. And it's fun.
Yeah. Was that your first move in the fitness community?
Yes,
going to District
definitely.
135?
Yeah. I had done, maybe some like Pilates or, little things. But I'm not an athletic person. And even owning a gym, I'll say that I'm not an athletic person. I'm also not naturally good at things. Yeah. I'm one of the slowest runners in the gym. I don't care. I'm out there working as hard as I can.
Yeah.
But I'm also a perfectionist. So all of the lifts and things like that, I just want to do perfect, which I think has served me, now that I do, own the gym and give advice and, so.
And it doesn't matter if I don't think to your members, it doesn't matter if you're the strongest or the fastest.
Yeah.
It just matters that you're consistent and you always have a good attitude and always wanting to work your hardest. I think that's what's most infectious. I don't think it's infectious to be like, they're really bulky. They're really fast.
Or like just lifting the heaviest. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so what?
Yeah. It sounds so silly and, it definitely will to other gym owners, but I'm like, I don't want the strongest gym. I want the kindest one.
Yeah.
My members are just so sweet. And whenever I get, people reaching out to me like, hey, can I come check out your gym? When they come in there, one of the first things I say is, we are not the competitive CrossFit gym in the area, and there is one, and like it's so great and it's great for that, but we are not that. So, I just like to be like very upfront about that. So I'm like our logo, or our slogan rather should just be, we're just normal people working out.
Yeah. And that's healthy for your mind and your body, honestly. Yeah. How many members do you have on average right now?
We have about 60-ish right now. Yeah, maybe a few more at this point. But yeah, we have about 60. So it's small and, I just like it. I like it being a little bit small.
Have you ever been like a coach?
Yes. So at first I was coaching a lot. And then again, like working full time and doing the candles and all of that, I have some really great coaches. So I've stepped away from coaching, especially now that I have the storefront. But before I was coaching sometimes, and it's really fun, to encourage the members. And that's a really good time. So I was just coaching the weekends in the last couple of months, which now I won't be able to do Saturdays anymore, but I'm still going to maybe try to make it work so I can go sometimes, because Saturdays are really fun. We do partner workouts and we don't use a barbell. Mm-hmm. So it's a great opportunity for everyone to come in there, and you don't have to have a partner. We'll find a partner for you. And it's just really fun to Saturdays are just always big and just like more casual, laid back, and a really good time. So, yeah.
I love that. So when you coach, is it bigger classes or more like individual?
Yep. So the classes are usually, they can be I think yesterday it was like one of our biggest classes. There could have been 20 people in there. I didn't count, but I know somebody sent me a photo like, look at this big class. So it was really big. But then, some of our classes, we have one at 6:15, and sometimes there will only be like 6 people in there, or on Thursdays, those are like the lightest days. So sometimes there will only be 4 people in a class. But our 4:15 class is the biggest, only because I think that's, people want to get in there and get it done and go home. So but it is a smaller group environment for sure.
I just saw this morning on TikTok. It was this girl that was just starting her own like coaching and classes. I think it was her Pilates class, and she had said something like, "This is my first class where nobody showed up."
Oh no!
And she was just working out by herself, and you could tell she was like really like upset and had negative feelings towards it. Obviously, so. Mm-hmm. What is your advice to people starting out coaching to stay motivated in those like moments?
That is a good question. Well, maybe this is a little too simple, but, I wouldn't take it personal.
Yeah, I think so too. And you never know. Maybe it was the timing or it was the holiday season. Like right now is so weird for people working out. Like maybe they're really consistent, or maybe they're like, I'm slacking off.
Yeah. I just wouldn't take it personal. And I tried to start something called the Committed Club last month. Mm-hmm. And I did a like little sticker chart. And like, I know we're all adults, but you know, people just love doing that. So seeing like their progress for the whole month and how to put little stickers. And I'm like, okay, if you come to the gym 4 times a week, every single week, you are in the Committed Club. And I was like, we're going to have so many people. It's going to be so great. And we had 2. Yeah, you know? And I'm like, okay, so maybe this doesn't work for our gym. So this month I'm like, okay, with Thanksgiving and things that affected it too, you know? And that's not to say that our members don't come a lot. They do. I'm not, you know, putting them down at all. They definitely come, but it was just funny. I was like, we're going to have so many. Yeah. And then a lot of people did fall off on that Thanksgiving week. So I'm like, okay, so in December, just come 16 times, which is an average of 4 times a week.
Yeah.
So I think that'll work a lot better. But
that's like a healthy competition though.
Yeah.
You know, like you're not insulting or like calling someone out.
Yeah.
It's just like, here's the sticker. Like,
yeah, exactly. I'm like, put on the chart and, you know, so yeah, I try to keep it casual, but also motivate people to come because it gets very hard when it's dark and cold and, you know, so yeah. I used to be like huge into working out and it's kind of slowed down because of my job and it's physical. So I don't really, whenever I get home, I'm just like, don't even like bother me off the couch. But I think it's sweet that when you like going to this gym, District 135, you meet your biggest kind of cheerleader, Shad. Yeah.
So how did that even happen?
Well, we were friends for a long time, so like a year and a half. Yeah. And then if anyone who knows Shad, he's very quiet. Mm-hmm. But he just wasn't towards me. And, you know, I know it sounds cheesy, but it's like we just had a connection, you know? And so yeah, we were friends for a long time. And then when it was like we were both honestly like seeing other people and that didn't work out. And then for either one of us. And then, yeah, one day it just kind of, I don't know. It just kind of happened, you know, started chatting up more. And then it was pretty instant after that, just really close. I always say, you know, it's like, I don't know, he's the male version of me. We're just so similar and we get along so well. And I don't think I've ever, had that before. Yeah. And he, you know, just loves me and, you know, it's so great. And my biggest supporter and yeah, it's just really, really good.
So when you guys first met, you were seeing other people.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice though, because you know, you're meeting the genuine side of them.
Right.
How they are with somebody else, so you know what to expect. And to be friends with someone for that long, you know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, and it was, you know, it's like we got to know each other in that environment, like in the gym, and which I think is great because it was one of my favorite things, you know? Mm-hmm. So I like loved being there and then he was there a lot and yeah. And then here we are several years later.
So how long have you been together?
It has been about 4-ish years now. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
What was your guys' first date?
That's a good question that I actually asked him the other day because neither one of us can remember. But I don't know if you were there, but so I had a house right on Jefferson Street in Franklin when we first started dating, and we spent a lot of time at Greeks. So it could have been there.
You guys are there a lot. It's so
I know,
sweet.
Yeah.
You're always like the really hot couple at the bar.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
It
one of the sweet bartenders came up. This was months ago because then he lived in Greenwood, so I ended up moving over there. And so we just, you know, took a big break from Greeks in Franklin. We lived right by the other Greeks in Greenwood. Yeah. Because we lived off Olive Branch.
Yeah.
Which is right where the other Greeks is. So we started going there instead. But we came back to the Greeks in Franklin. And a really sweet girl came up and was like, hey, like I haven't seen you in so long. She was like, you guys are just so cute and we love it when you come in and you always just seem like you're having the best conversation. And I'm like, I probably hadn't been in there in a year. And I'm like, wow, okay. You know, I just thought that was so sweet that she was like, I haven't seen you guys in so long, you know, just really sweet. So.
All of my girls that bartend for me are super big optimists for love. And you wouldn't think that when you work in a bar because you see some of the worst sides of people.
Yeah.
But you guys are always the people that aren't like getting really messed up
and
sloppy or like arguing at the bar. Like you guys are having a genuine fun time.
Oh yeah.
And you like are good at like talking to others and hanging out with the bartender. Yeah. So what is your guys' beer of choice then if you're going to the tap room?
Well, it was that bomb beer that Shad just can't believe it's gone now that we live a few blocks away.
I know.
But you've made up for it with the Goose Island dark one. Yeah, they had that at Ruth's Chris, which is just, we love that place, and that's the best beer.
Yeah.
So that kind of, he saw John last weekend, and just, so now he's very excited that you guys have that again. And
yeah.
Yep. So I don't really drink that much anymore, but I do. I love a good dark beer, especially in the winter.
Really?
So, yeah.
Which is your favorite dark beer?
Probably the Christmas bomb, which I was.
That's what we have right now.
You do have it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Barrel aged.
Okay, I'll be over there soon.
I'll
be over there soon. I love that one.
So good.
Yeah.
I was so excited just to get in the bottle because totally not like candles or gin, but they haven't been distributing it a lot, like in the beer world. So I was just like, oh, please.
Yeah, I did not know you had that. You'll be seeing me over there soon.
We're not gonna have any prairie holiday bomb left by Friday.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Don't know where it went. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
That's
we
so
spend a lot of time
sweet.
at Greeks. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm not I am biased, obviously, but Greeks is a great date spot.
Yeah.
Because it's low key.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's simple.
It's casual.
And it's just
everyone in there's so nice.
Yes. Yeah. And it's just simple food, but you get a good cocktail.
Yeah.
And it's carby, so you're not going to get really tipsy, but
yeah.
you can. But
yeah.
That's really fun. So when you were, moving back here, were you in mind of doing something storefront? Was it in your head to do something with it? Or just
wasn't. It just all happened, and it happened really fast, and feels like serendipitous, I think. I was just walking by one day. Now, I had never been in this space before, but I was walking by one day. I think I was walking my dog or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that there was paper on the window, and I called Shad, and I'm like, there's this space that's, we had talked about it. Maybe in 5 years, I would have a storefront or something.
Yeah.
And then I walked by the space, and I called him, and I'm like, I got to get the info on this. And I got to see in there. So the short story is I ended up finding out, who owned the space, and saw it, and it was just perfect, and it all worked out very fast. So I'm so excited and, thankful that all of this happened. And and we had just moved back to downtown Franklin in September. So, and now my house is just a few blocks away. So it's awesome.
You got the setup because you're right by your house, and then right next to the Art Craft.
Yeah.
And then you take a right, and it's Wild Geese Bookshop.
I know.
And then you take a left, and it's Maid of Madison.
I know.
I'm like,
I know.
Perfect.
Now I'm going to have to get myself off from going to Maid of Madison every single day.
I go every day. I don't care. I have no shame in the game. I go every day.
Today's the first day I haven't gone. Yeah.
They know my order. I don't care if I'm regular. I don't care what they think. I love it.
I know.
It's so good. What's your order?
Well, I'm a little boring, and I just get a oat milk latte,
That's good, though.
No flavor, just regular. But it's, I don't know, it's the best, and I love their latza cheese sandwich with their soup is so good, or their power bowls are good. Nothing is bad there. So I love it all.
Good. I love the, I'll get the chicken bacon ranch. That's what we've been hooked on at Greece. So
Nice.
we always go there for lunch or breakfast. Every day. And so
love
it's that, and the smoking gander is so good.
Yeah.
But it's so nice because you're surrounded by so many amazing companies and businesses that are also really supportive of you.
Yeah, I know. A lot of them have been so sweet to me. And I took some candles around on, I don't know, one day last week before I opened. And, because there are a lot of small businesses, and I'm like, well, I'll just go introduce myself, to some people. It's there wasn't even a business move. It was just me being like, hi, I'm the new neighbor. You know what I mean? And everyone was so sweet. I walked into Wild Geese, which I love that place anyways. And those girls in there, they're so young and cute. And they're like, hey, babe. And I'm like, I love this place. They're so nice. They were so supportive, very excited for me. And some people from Artcraft came over, and just a bunch of sweeties around me.
They're the best. You really couldn't have a better town to start a small business in.
Yeah,
I always
that's
said
how
that
I
about
feel.
downtown Franklin.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So beautiful. The energy is amazing. That's why people travel so far to come here just for one day of festivals.
Yeah. And it's so nice now, and there's so much to do. So yeah, what a great place. I can't believe it. I'm like, wow, I can't believe this is my life now.
I know. It's like a Hallmark movie. That's what everyone's saying.
Oh my gosh.
And
yes.
you're like, I'm owning the candle shop right on the main street.
I know. Yeah. When I left the library, one of my coworkers was like, so you're leaving the library to go start a candle store in a small town. I'm like, yeah. She was like, this sounds like the beginning of a Hallmark movie. And I'm like, I know. Also, I just started watching Gilmore Girls for the first time in my life.
I love Gilmore Girls.
And I'm like, okay. And this is our own Stars Hollow.
It is.
So, yeah.
It is like a Hallmark movie, but you already have Shad. So you're like, joke's on you guys.
Yeah.
I'm already there.
I'm like, I'm already at the ending of that. But yeah, I am opening the candle store.
So you had the 9 days to prepare.
Yeah.
What did the 9 days look like? Were you up really late? Or are you someone who gets up really early in the morning? Tell us what the 9 days looked like for you.
I am someone that gets up really early, just naturally every morning. But, the days were longer, getting up right at 6 a.m. and starting doing stuff. I had to make so many candles. Yep. I usually do really well at markets. I've been like the winter market, the fall handmade and vintage festival, and some in Bargersville and Greenwood over the years. And I made 4 times what I make for those. And I usually sell out at markets, which is a reason that I was like, I can open a storefront, there's room for me in the market, whatever. So I spent a ton of time making candles, but I mean, I painted this place, but also we built all of the furniture that you see in here and, cleaned it. And just, a lot of it though was making so many products. And I was here so I opened on Friday. So on Thursday, I hate to even tell people this because I'm like, they're going to think I'm crazy, but I left here at 2 a.m.
Oh, everyone does
on Thursday night. And then I got up at 5 a.m. and immediately started, finishing a few things. So if you saw me on Friday and I looked a little rough, but it's like my excitement was getting me through it. But yeah, went to bed at 2 and got up at 5. So those 9 days were very long, but my family helped me a lot. Shad, of course, helped me a lot. So my friends, came and helped me paint, which was so nice. And just I've gotten a lot of support, which thank God, because I couldn't have done this on my own in such a short time frame.
Yeah, I was talking to a couple girls in the community and we're all the same. So you'll probably see lights on everywhere when you leave if you think about it and look around town. But a lot of people work really late at night.
Yeah.
And you'll feel this after a couple of weeks, but it's the one time where nobody can bother you.
Yeah.
Nobody's asking you a question. You have the store to yourself so you can do whatever you want. And it's almost therapeutic.
Yeah, and especially it was. So I had been over here a bunch that day on Thursday, of course, the last day before I was going to open. And I went home and it's like still labeling candles, doing things. And then it was like 11 and Shad was like, okay, I'm going to bed. And I was like, I'm about to leave the house,
Yeah.
So I just loaded the car, brought a ton of candles over like 12:30. It was so quiet. There was like no other cars outside, So yeah, there is something therapeutic about it.
It's beautiful.
So, and I just love this space so much. I mean, I'm only, this is 4 days in or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I can't wait to get here. I can't wait to come in.
Isn't that amazing? That's a dream come true.
I know.
Be able to work for yourself and come into your job every day. Just be like, I'm so excited.
Yeah. And I'm so new, so I don't want to act like I've, not been only open for 4 days, but I'm just like, on Sunday, I was closed on Monday. So on Sunday, I keep telling Shad, I'm like, I just cannot believe that I don't have to work at the library anymore. Like, so on Tuesday, all I'm going to do is come here. I'm not going to be also doing the library.
Yeah.
So I'm still getting used to that.
It's like a big wave of freedom and entrepreneurial freedom. And I think probably today was like the first day you could finally take it in for what it was.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
Friday obviously was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, what was Friday like for you?
Insane. That's why earlier I was like overwhelmed, but in the best way ever. Mm-hmm. But the support was so great. And I am like very introverted, but I don't know, maybe because I love candles so much. Like I love talking to people about candles. I love when they come in here, I love seeing my regular customers. They're so sweet. Yeah. So it was so fun. The whole day was so fun. Saturday was so fun. So yeah, it was just really, really good overall.
Yeah. And so where Janelle is obviously by the art craft. You were right where all of the vendors were for the holiday lighting.
Yes.
How many people do you think were in here at once during that day? I mean, that day had to be insane.
My gosh, it was. Well, and I had a booth set up outside the store.
Oh my God.
So, and I sold so much on Friday. I was like, okay, that has to just be a display table out there because my store will look empty if I have everything out there.
Yeah.
And I did. And throughout the day, I ended up putting stuff out there also. But I mean, and this is, a small space. So I don't know. I have a photo and it like the whole shop looks very full. So, but I love that,
Yeah.
what a great opening weekend.
Yeah. And you're starting off like real strong.
I know.
By Sunday, were you like, I'm so tired?
Yes. And I was like, if it's slower today, I saw the landlord, I don't know what day that was, but I was like, if Sunday is slower, I am okay with that.
Yeah. That's always how I feel like with the restaurant. Cause I go hard Thursday before every weekend. And then Friday's a double, Saturday's a double,
yes.
Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just like, nothing.
Yeah.
Like the football game.
I remember that grind though. I was a bartender for a long time. So yeah, that weekend rush, it's good. It's lucrative. But by Sunday you're like just dead.
Oh, just dead physically, mentally, spiritually.
Yeah.
It's the people you've
overall,
dealt with.
yes.
It's just like, okay. But that makes sense though, that you've been in the service industry, because that's why you're such a strong entrepreneur. Someone that's like, no, I'm going to stay up till 2 a.m. to get my store ready.
Oh yeah.
Because that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
And
I was trying to go to sleep and I'm like running through my to-do list. So I just couldn't. I'm like, might as well get up and do something,
I know. I am the same way. And then how many candles do you think you sold this weekend?
I'll share. It's over 300.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I also make wax melts, so I sold a lot of those.
That's amazing.
I know. It's beyond my, wildest dreams. I can't believe it.
300 candles.
Yeah.
How many hours of work is that?
Oh gosh. So I already had, because I sell candles to a few retailers. So I sell at Sellers Market in Bargersville, which is owned by Taxman. And I sell at Studio U Yoga in Greenwood, and a couple of hair salons. And I also sell online, but, I don't have a huge following, but I have a very loyal following. Or, is because I feel weird saying following, but, my customers that keep coming back to me. So I always have to have things stocked. But I mean, I'll have like 12 of each item and I had to, just make so many. So, I mean, it was several days. I was over here doing stuff during the day and then going home and making candles every single night for, 6 to 8 hours,
Oh my gosh.
So
I think the candle industry really took off when you started, like around that 2017, 2018 time, because of like people really getting into like the aesthetic and the smells and making their homey. And I don't know. I just feel like that was the kind of time where candles took a really big boom. Yeah. And then COVID happened and everyone was always at home. And so they always wanted their house to smell good because they were going to be in it all the time. And candles are great for retail spaces because you're attracting a vibe. And it's for like restaurants too. It literally can be used anywhere.
Yeah.
That's why it's so amazing.
Yeah. And it just makes the space cozy and, scent is, the strongest sense that we have. So people come in here all the time and pick up a candle and be like, oh, this reminds me of, and then fill in the blank over and over and over. And I love hearing that.
It's nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's insane. So how do you pick your scent combinations? How does that process occur?
Well, a lot of trial and error, a lot. So I will make, one of something, burn it in my house, see what I think about it. And again, I like to keep it, I don't know. I don't want to have 30 cents. Or I don't want to have 50 cents. I think number one, it makes me different than, other businesses. And I don't know, number two, I just like it being really curated and stuff that I love. I would burn all of these candles, in my house, except I do have one that I do not. That this weekend I was telling people, I'm like, not in my house.
Which one?
No, I made it. I'll tell you, it's this fresh baked cookies one.
Really?
I can't get into it. I'm just not like a food candle smell person. So I tried to create one that I'm like, okay, I'm not grossed out by it. And people love that one. But it's like the coffee candles. You either love it or hate it, and people
like
have
pumpkin.
no problem telling me if they hate it.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, the fresh baked cookies one, not for me. But I did try to make it the best version of that I wouldn't hate, But anyway, so I just picked the scents by, by what I like. And I like to have a good variety. There's different scent families. So I try to, have a good variety so that everyone, something for everyone. And then a big part of my business is that everything is non-toxic. So, and there's still a lot of, that's not why I have a small collection. I work the fragrance supplier that has all kinds of options, but I just like to keep it limited and curated and I still think I have something for everyone. So. You really do. I think all the scents are just combined so well. And I think
what I like about my candles that I have at home from you is that they're not super overwhelming. They're like the perfect level.
Thanks.
Where it's like, okay, like I can smell it. It gets the vibe, but it's not like, oh my God, I'm going to get a headache.
Right.
Because I've had those before. And that was like,
I know. And I don't, I'm like, I love Bath and Body Works as much as the next person, but people are like, well, I get headaches from candles or migraines, or, it's so overpowering, or my ceiling's black, or, my air filters are dirty. So I just think, I just want it to be all non-toxic, and also it's like, I'm not living like a really like clean, non-toxic, like vegan life, it's just, but for candles, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, well, if I'm going to create something, I just think that they're, even though they're non-toxic, they smell great. You can still smell it in the room. I know some candles that are non-toxic or pure essential oils, which mine are not, or something like that. They're not strong enough. So that was really important to me, obviously, is I wanted, anytime I was buying a candle in the past, I'm like, the biggest disappointment would be going to the store, smelling a candle. It smells so good. And then you get it home and you can't smell it at all. So
isn't that weird?
Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that was not me.
Yeah. And when you put candles like on the shelves next to each other, or have them on the display next to each other, are you thinking about how the smells interact? Does that matter?
Well, so I think that because I have a smaller collection, everything kind of, besides that cookies one, but everything kind of all does, like you could have two burning at the same time and that would be fine.
Yeah.
But and I don't have, right now I have no floral candles, and that's because I don't want to sell anything in here that I'm not 100% happy with. And I spent so much time last year, and I know it sounds silly, but I mean, I spent months, I just tried so many different floral combinations because people love a floral candle.
Yeah.
I had one for a while called Rose Jam, and people liked that, but I just wasn't totally happy with it. So I retired it. And then I did finally come up with one this year, and it's called Moonflower. And I sold a lot of those, and I just love that name. And I sold a lot of those, and I'll be bringing that back this spring. But yeah, I definitely will not have something in here unless I think it's really, really great.
That's amazing. I think, and you can feel it, I mean, you're passionate about your work. You're not going to make a candle because it's going to be popular. So
right.
Just throw it out there. Even though you think it smells awful.
Right.
But I mean, like, and that's the thing. You could say like, oh, the fresh baked cookies is my favorite, but you still know it's a good candle. It's still a good product you're putting out.
Yeah.
How do you think of all the names for them? Because a lot of them are very just like calm and simple.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Just
how do
like,
you think of them?
Just like the business name, just get out the old notebook and start writing 20,000 different versions of it and seeing which one I like best,
That's what I do with cocktails.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you said that.
I want it to, most of them, I'm like, I want it to have a nod to what it is. So Evening Glow is, again, the first candle I ever made. And I don't know, I feel like that insinuates like it's a warm candle. So it has like amber and musk in it, or one of my newer candles is called Mother Earth, and it's like cedar, moss, vetiver. So even though it's not saying what exactly, what the scents are in that candle, I think it kind of is nodding, to like, well, cedar and moss and all of that is earthy. So I named it Mother Earth.
Yeah. I mean, most people pick that up. Some people are still going to be like, this is me.
Yeah. And I didn't just want to name things like, cinnamon apples is very straightforward.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted, I don't know. So yeah, I just think them up.
That's awesome. I love that. I love also that they're non-toxic. So explain to me, what does it mean to make a candle non-toxic?
Yes. So it's 100% natural soy wax. Okay. So some candle wax will have, some toxins in it. So it's, it's a little bit like if you were to burn gasoline in your house. So I use 100% natural soy wax. And then the fragrances are all phthalate free, paraben free, carcinogen free, no hazardous chemicals. I only use cotton wicks. Some wicks will have lead and zinc in them. So just every part of the candle doesn't have any, anything bad in it.
For a wick to have lead or zinc in it?
A lot of them have lead, yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
So if someone's burning like a candle with lead or zinc or parabens or carcinogens, maybe they have one once a month and they do that in their house for years. What's the effect?
Well, it can, give people headaches. And I mean, it can disrupt your hormones and, carcinogens cause cancer and, it can make asthma worse and, just, not be good for you overall. So I wanted clean burning candles, non-toxic candles. I have a dog that has seizures and I would never want to do anything that, would make him have seizures or, that'd be worse. And just overall for humans, I'm like, if it can't be non-toxic, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
But again, I make non-toxic candles, but to like non-toxic candles and to care about that, I don't think that target market is only people, like I said, who are like everything in their life is just so perfect and clean. And, they only eat clean foods and, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
But definitely makes me feel better when I spend the money and I'm like, well, it's not toxic.
Yeah.
Like, it's good.
Just better for you. And, I think that there's room in the market for that. So here I am. And, another thing that I was going to say is when you give someone a non-toxic candle, that, they probably will burn that in their home. I won't say who, but someone close to me sometimes is gifted candles and she'll like give them away to her neighbors or like other friends because she's like, I cannot burn this Bath and Body Works candle in my home. It smells like chemicals. It gives me a headache. It makes me not feel well. So I think a non-toxic candle is a safe gift.
Yeah.
And then now I'm not saying that these candles are good luck charms, but I had 2 different friends who were struggling with infertility and they were texting me like, because again, like we talked about, I think candles create like a vibe in your house. It's very calm and, and they're like, I like love burning candles in my home, but they were both like very cautious. Like, I don't want to do anything that would like mess up my, fertility, anything like that. So I was like, so that was like another kind of reason behind like, okay, I want to make sure all of my candles are non-toxic. So
yeah. And that's really common nowadays. Infertility is more and more common. And I mean, even someone my age, I'm 22, I think about it a lot more than probably most people should. And
well, and I know it's like candles. You don't think about that, but I mean, those toxins in candles can mess up all kinds of things. So, and I will say they both ended up having babies.
Woo! See, that is like subtle marketing, but you
good luck charms.
The candles.
Good luck charms.
That's so cool, though.
Yeah.
I mean, and does that make you feel fulfilled? Almost like that's my difference I made.
Well, yeah. And I just, my one friend was, she was just so nervous about it and texting me like, can you look through your ingredients of your candles and make sure that it doesn't have like these very specific things in it? And I got to be, and I, of course, it's like, I know that they don't, but I, of course, like went straight to the ingredients to make absolute sure. And I got to be like, no, they don't. They don't have any of that in it. It's safe for you to burn in your home.
It's freeing and it makes you confident and helps with the sale. I love that. What is your favorite candle you've made?
I do love that Evening Glow one, and the Spiced Honey one is so good. And I sell so many of that year round. I just love that one. So it's a little spicy, but it's not too sweet. And I love honey anything. So
me too.
Yeah, it's my favorite. And then that Mother Earth one I made is really good. Awesome. I used to just make that in my house. To me, I thought it was like a real specific candle because it is a little bit earthy. Vetiver, I feel like, is another one where people either love it or hate it.
Yeah.
And then I took it to a market and sold out of those. So then I was like, well, I guess I should start selling those.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that one also.
What's Shad's favorite candle?
That's a good question. I'm going to say he loves them all equally.
Oh, that's sweet.
I don't know. Sweet, I'm going to have to go home and ask him. Yeah.
Yeah. We know his favorite beer, but we just don't know his favorite candle.
Yeah. He's my scent tester though. I'm always like, what does this smell like? What does this smell like? So we love a supportive man.
Yeah, exactly. Does he use like similar adjectives or he's just like good, bad?
Maybe not as many as me, but he'll, tell me what he thinks it smells like. Tell me if he thinks it's good or bad, He definitely tries to be helpful because as you can imagine, candles are a huge part of what I'm at home talking about and doing, especially now. So yeah.
That's awesome. And so what are your newest candles you've released so far? What are the best ones for the holiday season?
Yeah.
What's the best seller right now?
So the best seller is definitely that Spiced Honey and then Evening Glow one. And then my holiday ones are Fraser Fir, which I'm completely sold out of, but we'll be restocking on December 14th. So that's like a Christmas tree candle.
Yep.
And then Cinnamon Apples is huge. And then, as mentioned, that Fresh Baked Cookies one. People just can't get enough of that.
That one is really good.
And then, I have a holiday hearth one, which is like a true Christmas. It's like, that is Christmas in a candle. It's like orange peel from the kitchen and like smoky embers from the fireplace and pine from the Christmas tree. So that one, people really love, and especially for Christmas. It's just, I don't know. There's something, that is nostalgic about it. So
yeah. And I feel like candles are a great gift for Christmas, for Valentine's Day, to bring at Thanksgiving. People love them during Halloween, birthdays, anniversaries. I mean, they're so versatile. Yeah. And I think that's why the market's so great for them.
Yeah.
What is like your favorite time of year when you're doing your candle selling? Is it Valentine's Day? Is it Christmas?
I really just love any time that I release a new candle. That is so fun because I don't know, just giving my customers, especially my repeat customers, bringing them something new. And anytime I release a new candle, I try to do like some kind of giveaway and just getting that feedback. I had a candle last year that I made for Valentine's Day, and it was like strawberry and guava and a few other things. And I still have had people reach out to me like in the last few months and be like, no, is that coming back? Or like, can you just make that year round? So I love when I release something and it is, a big hit, and then I end up keeping it year round. So
that's awesome. I don't hear guava a lot when you think of like candles. Was that like your first candle you ever used guava with?
It was, common? Yeah. And I'm not, just like personally, I'm not like real into the fruity candles, but yeah, it was like strawberry and guava, and it was fruity, but not like overly sweet. So, and it's still like a little bit fresh. So just so good. And I put it in a really cute pink container. So I like to do, different things like that sometimes for different seasons or holidays or things like that.
That's perfect. Yeah, I'm going to close us out with a few questions I ask everyone that comes on.
Okay.
My first one is going to be, what is one piece of advice you wish you had when starting Eave Collective?
That's a good question. I would say if you want to do something, I read this quote that I've been really hanging on to, and it says, do it scared. So I would say if you really want to do something, you feel passionate about it, just do it scared. Do it anyways.
I love that. Yeah. And that's so simple, but you don't really think about it. Like, that's how I am too. Like I tell the girls, even that work for me, like if they're scared to do a bigger party or scared to approach maybe some table that they had a bad experience with before, I'm just like, do it scared. You're going to do it either way. Like, that's a good one.
Yeah, do it. I've been leaning on that and living it.
I love it. That's a good one. That's a really good quote.
Thanks.
My second one will be, which kind of goes into that.
Okay.
Whenever you have self-doubt or have any uninspiring feelings, how do you rid yourself of them?
I try to remember that, I am, and it helps that I'm like so new to this, but I am literally living a dream, So how could I feel? Sometimes, that past week when I was like, doing stuff for 16 hours a day, I'm like, wow, I'm exhausted. But, and I would even, when I was telling Shad, like, oh, I'm really tired. And then I would be like, but it's not a complaint because I'm so thankful and excited to be doing this. So I don't know. I just haven't experienced any burnout yet or, at all. I definitely am going to make myself, when the store is closed on Mondays. No, I did come over here yesterday, but from now on, I'm going to make sure that I take a day off to avoid burnout.
Yeah. And when you're talking to someone who doesn't run their own business or maybe isn't passionate what they do, and you're like, I'm tired or I'm exhausted or I'm so busy, I think they take it, like we said at the beginning, it's a negative.
Yeah.
But I am always telling my girls, like, how thankful are we to be so booked?
Yeah, so
that we're
tired.
Now considered understaffed.
Exactly.
How thankful am I to be tired every day because I am so busy? Or how thankful are you that you're coming into a job where you're going to be a little overwhelmed, but you're going to get through it and you're going to be a better person because of it?
Yeah.
It's not a negative thing. You're just like, I'm tired, but I'm thankful I'm tired.
Yeah.
The T word tired, or like just.
Well, yeah, and I think more than one emotion, can exist at once. Even if you are tired and exhausted and all of that, it doesn't mean that you hate everything.
Exactly. It's a glass half full.
Yeah.
You're not like, I'm so tired, my life sucks.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like that. You're like, no, I'm very tired, but I'm so grateful I'm tired.
Yeah.
And that's what I always tell myself.
Yeah, that's good. You're smart.
I try.
You're a smart lady.
My last one for you is going to be, what is one thing you want young entrepreneurial women to know, but does not get brought up enough?
I'm not sure if this doesn't get brought up enough, but I think that you can do anything. And I know that's like cheesy, but I mean, I really think that especially girls and women, I'm like, you can do anything that you want, you know? So so these answers are so short and simple, but I mean, yeah, I really think like you can do anything. And I think that, I don't know, do we have time for me to tell you a little riddle?
Yes.
Okay. No, it's not a joke, but it's a riddle. Okay. But this just has to do with like I personally think women can do literally anything. Okay. So, and this is going to get dark for a second, but I'm going somewhere with it. Okay.
Ready.
So hold on. Let me gather my thoughts so I make sure that I don't mess this up. Okay. There's a dad and a son, and they're driving to a soccer game. Mm-hmm. And they get in a car accident, and the dad ends up dying. And the son goes to the hospital, and he, needs help, and he needs someone to help save him. And the doctor walks in the room and says, I can't operate. This is my son. Mm-hmm. It's like, who is that? Who's that doctor to that son? It's the mom. It's the mom. And it's like, no one thinks that because doctors have been ingrained in our brains that they're men.
That's so crazy. And even for me, like has been working so hard recently before starting the podcast to research my feminism and internalize like sexism. I mean, that right there is still there.
I know. I'm like, I hope I told that right. Does that make sense?
It does.
Because I've had people be like, oh, it's two dads, or like, oh, is it a stepdad or something? I'm like, it's the mom. Yeah. The mom is the doctor, but I think, so anyways, I just tell that story because, again, like we talked about earlier, I didn't really know what to do after high school. And, I at one point was interested in the medical field, and I don't think it was ever said to me that I could be the doctor. I think it was only ever said to me that I could be the nurse,
Yeah.
So that's my advice to any girls. You can do literally anything that you want. You're capable of anything.
That's beautiful. That's really good. And it's not really like, it is a question, but I promise this is my last thing. Do you have anything that you want to tease or tell the people listening? Like what's in the future for Eave Collective?
So I'm going to start doing some workshops again, maybe around town. And I work with Taxman. Again, I sell my candles there at the Sellers Market, their little cafe that they have. So I'm in touch with Leah, who owns Taxman, with her husband, to do at some of their locations in 2026, which will be so fun.
Yeah.
So just places, locally around here. And so I'm going to start doing workshops again. And then, stay tuned for, I'm also going to have my candles at some local places. Even though I have a storefront, I still just love doing wholesale orders with other retailers. It's so fun to work with other businesses.
It is.
And it's just more exposure, So stay tuned and keep an eye out for some of my products around town.
There's never a thing that's too much exposure. And that's why I love, because even though you have the storefront, you're not stopping pop-ups. You're not stopping working with other companies. Like you still know, like, community is always a thing, even when you have a storefront. And that's what I love about you and your journey. You've done multiple things and still wear multiple hats, and you do it flawlessly.
Well, that's not true, but thank you. That's very nice.
It looks flawless.
Thanks. And the only other thing is I am bringing in some little small businesses in here I won't say what it is yet, but just some like real cute items that fit right in here. And so I can't wait to do that. I wanted to have some other things in here, but I was like, man, if I can find those local, what a great, addition to this place. So, yeah.
And like we had said, she's only 4 days in, guys. Yeah. So watch out. She's got more up her sleeve. Yeah. And she's ready to go. 2026, here we come. Yeah. But I am so excited, Janelle. Thank you for sitting down with me today.
Thanks for having me.
Talking about it. I thought this was the perfect time to talk because, we're coming off of the high of the grand opening and the holiday lighting and this exciting, but like time where you're waiting for Christmas, but it's not Christmas, but you're like enjoying it.
Yeah.
And this store is so Christmassy to me. I love the vibe in here. I'm excited for you. And that is it. We'll talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye.